KCRA3, this is breaking news.
Good evening, Gulston Dart here. We're following breaking news still playing out of Yuba County right now. Evacuations are underway as crews are battling a fire in the Loma Rica area. The fire's burned about 95 acres so far. This all started shortly after 3:30 this afternoon. This is happening near Scott Grant Road and Marysville Road. The evacuations are for the area of Wades Way and Scott Grant Road, Pony Express Trail, as well as Cross Star Trail. Air support has been on the scene. They are fighting this fire, and it looks like they are doing a really good job of not letting this thing get too out of hand. Let's go to Mark Finan as we get these pictures here. Exclusive pictures from Live Copter 3. Mark.
Yeah, great images here from Live Copter 3. You still see a lot of smoke coming off of this, but what you aren't seeing is a lot of active flame. And we're also seeing a couple of helicopters that are on the scene, as well as other air attack planes that are over the scene. And it does appear as though they are getting a handle on this. This looks a lot better than it did about an hour ago. Let me quickly map this out for you to give you a better idea of exactly where this is burning. So here's Loma Rica, and a lot of you might be familiar with Collins Lake. So it's burning kind of in between the two. We've been talking about Marysville Road, which is down here to the south. So it's actually burning up on this hillside, which is off Fargo and Wades Way right in here. The wind that we have had today has been from the northwest at around 5 to 10, maybe occasionally 12 miles an hour. But the real problem here is that as the fire started down here along the road, you can see this is hilly terrain. So it burned up this hillside, and that's all grass as well as oak trees. So it's very flammable right now. All the grasses along the hillside are now quite dry. Let's go out to Live Copter 3 again, and you'll be able to see the smoke coming off of that hillside that I just showed you. And now that you're looking at it from Live Copter 3, you can also see there are various homes in here, and that's why we've had the evacuation orders. A good example of that right here, a home that does have defensible space, but as you can see, the flames get pretty close to there, burning the tall grass that maybe might be as much as 100 feet away from the house. So they're still working on this, but it doesn't appear as quite as active as it did about an hour ago. Gulston?
Yeah, Mark, as we continue to watch these pictures here from Live Copter 3, the smoke is indicative of fire that's been put out. When we saw some of the smoke earlier about an hour and a half ago, it was more of that grayish, dark colored, cloudy smoke. So as we zoom in, you were talking about the people there who have defensible space around their homes. We're seeing a few really good examples of that, and also good examples of what you were talking about, of the fire kind of burning the grasses, everything underneath, and not really getting up into the trees, which we know can be just disastrous.
Yeah, you're not seeing that long-range torching that we unfortunately will likely get into later on in the fire season. But this certainly has put up a scare in the area, and that's why we've had to get people out of the area. But the other good thing about a fire at this time of year is that we don't have a lot of active fires going on, so the CAL FIRE and other agencies can deploy all of their resources that they need to get a fire like this under control. And you can see from that time lapse from earlier today just how it did put up some darker smoke and thicker smoke than what we're seeing now. The smoke laying a little bit closer to the ground, which indicates that the fire not burning as hot. Certainly still smoldering in some of the dead brush, the fallen branches from the oak trees that are in the area. That's likely what is still burning and will continue to smolder as we head through these early evening hours. And even though the fire isn't probably gaining much in the way of acreage at this point, I wouldn't doubt it if we're going to be seeing fire crews on this all night, just monitoring the hot spots that are within this and trying to put out, like I said, the branches and the larger timber that might be on the ground, all the various debris that you see on the ground in a forested area like this. Gulston? Yeah,
just getting some good signs from the fight on this fire that things are looking like they're under control. But of course, just a reminder of, well, you know, we've had so many mild weeks of mild weather that we are going to be heading into weeks where it gets hotter and hotter. So just a reminder of what's to come, Mark.
Well, yeah, and Gulston, earlier when this fire first started, we noticed that it had looked as though the fire started in either 2 or 3 separate locations, not all that far away from each other. So we've seen other fires. There was another fire earlier in Nevada County that we think may have been started by a burn pile. This one would be different. This one may have started along 3 different locations along that road that you see there on the left side of your screen, and that could be an indication that maybe somebody's was dragging a trailer and had the chains on it and had some sparks. And sparks from a chain like that can certainly start a fire now that the grasses have all dried out. And as Livecopter zooms in on the road, and you can see right where that fire started, right along the sides of the road, you'll notice on the left side of the road the dry grass. It now has that golden color to it, meaning that it is all dried out. So we're now in the time of year where the grasses have dried out, and it can start a fire very quickly from dragging a chain. Certainly anything like a cigarette butt, anything like that. We are now in that part of the fire season. It's been delayed by a few weeks, but we're in it now.
All right, Mark, thank you so much for that. We'll keep monitoring the situation there. Looks like a real robust turnout there of firefighting crews and equipment, so that is obviously a good sign, in addition to the fact that we're not seeing any flames and we're seeing just some of the smoky remnants of what was the fire. So we'll keep on this throughout the night. We'll have any new breaking details on this throughout the night if needed.